Greetings, everyone. Welcome to this webinar hosted by Al-Khaleej. It's a pleasure to have you joining us today to discuss a topic that would be of great interest to our viewers, especially those who are looking for options regarding their family's future and security. You'll be familiar with the Commonwealth of Dominica as the beautiful location from certain Hollywood movies and as the nature island of the Caribbean. In the beginning, I would like to inform that I'll be speaking in both English and Arabic to make sure all the accurate information is relayed to our viewers who are mostly Arabic speakers. أهلا بكم مشاهدينا الكرام في ويبينار جديد معاكم من جريدة الخليج. أنا ميرات وسيم هكون معاكم النهاردة. حابة أرحب بكل اللي هيشاركوا معانا وكل اللي هيشاركونا في الويبينار، وأتمنى أنكم جميعاً تستفادوا من هذا اللقاء. هنتكلم النهاردة عن موضوع مهم لفئة كبيرة جداً من الناس، لأنه متعلق بكيفية تأمين مستقبلك ومستقبل عيلتك مع برنامج كومنولث دومينيكا للحصول على الجنسية عن طريق الاستثمار اللي بترعاه CS جلوبال بارتنرز، وهي جهة موثوقة للحصول على الجنسية عن طريق الاستثمار. خلال هذا الويبينار هنكون بنسمع إلى سعادة الدكتور روزفلت سكارت رئيس الوزراء لكومنولث دومينيكا، وهيكون معانا في حوار اليوم سعادة إيمانويل نيثن رئيس وحدة الحصول على جنسية دومينيكا عن طريق الاستثمار، وهتكون معانا أيضاً السيدة مايكا روز إمت الرئيس التنفيذي لشركة CS جلوبال بارتنرز. حابة أنوه قبل ما نبتدي حوارنا إنه لو أي حد عنده سؤال أو استفسار بعد هذا الويبينار يبقى بيكتبه لنا في الشات اللي هيظهر تحت ويكتب لنا كل الاستفسارات. وكمان حاباكم تعرفوا إنه كل الجلسة وكل الحوار هيكون مترجم ومكتوب فيه أسفل الفيديو. هكون بكلم الضيوف الأعزاء باللغة الإنجليزية، لكن ما تقلقوش هيكون فيه ترجمة تحت زي ما قلنا قبل كده. Okay, once again in English, I'm Mirat Wasim. I'll be your host today on behalf of Al-Khaleej. Welcome, Your Excellency Emmanuel Nathan and Ms. Micah Rose Emmett. Welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your presence in today's webinar to discuss the topic, securing your family's future with the Commonwealth of Dominica's citizenship by investment programs. Before we start our discussion, let us listen to Dr. the Honorable Roosevelt Scarrett, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica.
Good day. My name is Roosevelt Scarrett, and I am the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica, a beautiful island nation located in the Caribbean. Often referred to as a nature isle of the Caribbean, with 365 rivers, the world's second largest bottleneck, a champagne beach where you can have a snorkeling experience of the bubbles rising from the volcanoes in the sea. These are just a few of the natural attractions. I am honored to have you join us today as we present to you our world-renowned and globally ranked Citizenship by Investment program and how your investment in our program could be a first step in securing your family's future. Our Citizenship by Investment program started in 1993, and for almost 3 decades, we have enabled millions of families from all over the world to have a sense of peace and reassurance that their wealth and families will be protected well into the future. The past few years have been increasingly difficult on everyone. We are living in a world where we need to be more and more focused on risk management. Whether it be for ourselves, our businesses, or our families, having a solid plan B is no longer a lofty ideal, but rather a responsible decision that your family will thank you for later. In Dominica, we have always prided ourselves in offering a quality program that can be held under scrutiny. Underpinned by a strong multi-layered due diligence process, our Citizenship by Investment program is one of the most affordable, quickest, and simplest routes to second citizenship. And Ambassador Emmanuel Lanton, who heads our Citizenship by Investment unit, and Michael Emmett, head of CS Global Partners, will take you through the ins and outs of our program, its benefits, and most importantly, how to apply. In this session, you'll learn more about how we are a nation of opportunity, of sound and stable policies that continue to attract foreign direct investment into our country. You will learn more about how the International Monetary Fund has focused our GDP to grow by 7.9% this year alone, and how business confidence across the whole island is booming. Most importantly, you will learn about how the investment in our Citizenship by Investment program is being used to build an economic and climate resilient nation that is ready to compete with the best in the world by offering premium education, healthcare facilities, infrastructure, and ICT services. Investment in our program truly is one of the best ways to secure your family's future. And don't forget to visit us, where we will welcome you to a true beauty and nature. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. the Honorable Roosevelt Scarrett, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica, for your message and information. تعالوا معاً نبتدي الويبينار. Let's start our discussion now. Okay. Well, my first question for Your Excellency Emmanuel Nathan. Can you please explain to us what is citizenship by investment and how does it work in comparison to other programs offered?
Yes, well, it's a pleasure being with you, and thank you for inviting me to this program. It's always a pleasure to share with audience and listeners our program in Dominica. Citizenship by Investment is basically a program where our government allow investors to invest either directly with the government or through a pre-approved real estate project to become citizens of Dominica. They invest, and the government offer them or allow them to be citizens if they so would like to. They have an option. You could either accept or you could reject their offer. But we offer you the advantage of becoming citizens of Dominica for investing in pre-approved real estate. It is for us a way of attracting foreign direct investments into our country, and to invest in things or areas that the government think are desirous for national development. For instance, in Dominica and in the Caribbean, tourism is very important. So we allow someone to invest in a 5-star luxury resort hotel. It is your investment. The hotel is owned by the shareholders who invest in the project. But because we value the development of the 5-star hotel, the luxury eco resorts in the Caribbean or in Dominica, would allow the people who invest in those hotels minimum quantities. For real estate, it would be $200,000 US dollars for real estate. And we allow you to be a citizen of Dominica. You become a citizen of Dominica, it gives you the opportunity to live the life that we live in Dominica, that I like to think is a luxurious, eco-friendly, living on a natural nature beauty, one of the most beautiful countries or islands in the world anywhere. And as a Dominican, I must say I feel blessed and to have the citizenship of Dominica. For being born in Dominica, I was born and raised in Dominica. I have that opportunity. I travel globally as a Dominican citizen because we have access to many countries visa-free all around. But you, as an investor, you are allowed to become part of that and become a citizen of Dominica for you and your family to enjoy the things that we so every day appreciate as Dominicans.
Yeah, great, great. My next question for Ms. Micah. Ms. Micah, you interact with people from all over the world seeking second citizenship. What is the main reason families or entrepreneurs seek investment abroad and alternative citizenship?
I think if you look at all of us, we are looking for a better standard, a better way of life. And we are wanting the best for ourselves and our families. And so that's what second citizenship offers, is that opportunity to provide so much more for yourself, either as a business person or for your children, whether they're looking for studying, or for your parents in terms of, getting medical care. So if you look at what's happening in the world right now, both in the Gulf region, but across the globe, there's so much instability. And with that, there's this sort of heightened geopolitical tension that's going on. And so people are very aware of the opportunity of having that plan B, obtaining that second citizenship as a long-term solution for protecting themselves and their families.
Yeah, good. Great. Going back to His Excellency Emmanuel Nathan, may I ask you just one question? In your opinion, what makes the Commonwealth of Dominica a good investment option for someone living, especially in United Arab Emirates?
I think for becoming a citizen of Dominica and investing in Dominica for someone living in the UAE, there are many advantages. As a Dominican, we have a young country that is vibrant, where economic development and economic growth, by the statistics from the IMF over the years, it ranks among the highest in the region, if not the highest, and sometimes among the highest in the world in terms of our percentage growth, GDP. 10%, 9%. Next year, we're forecast to be at 5.5%, and that is even after COVID. So for someone investing in Dominica, it's a solid country. We have been the best citizenship by investment program, ranked for 6 consecutive years by the Financial Times of London as the best program in the world. So we have the best program. Our program is coming up to 30 years from 1993 to now. It will be 30 years next year. So it's a long and experienced program. Besides that, the reputation of the program is unparalleled. You can't compare it really to any. There are no scandals. There are lots of people investing. There are lots of people who are moving in the UAE. You have investors coming in from many areas. And when I look at the people who apply, very often I see people who live in the UAE or sometimes who work there. What strikes me most about is that the number of people who travel for their living, who invest. It could be a businessman because his business takes him to many places in the world and he needs to move easily. But even more importantly, sometimes it's the captains of the plane that you fly. They're flying with passports that are Dominican passports. They are citizens of Dominica because they understand the ease of which they could move from one country to another using that passport. So their opportunities are endless. The investments for the investors are excellent. At present, we have a number of 5-star hotels that we are developing under the program. Some of them have opened already. We are doing an aerial tram. We're investing in an international airport. We're looking at a geothermal plant to create energy, a safe, clean energy from the volcanic steam of Dominica. So it is a country that is small, but we're building the world's first climate resilient country. That is our aim and our objective, so declared by the Prime Minister to the United Nations. So for the investor who is looking for ways and places to invest, is a genuine country. The investment opportunities are endless. The ambition of the country are eco and nature friendly. The opportunities to move and travel as a Dominican is compared to among the best anywhere in the world. So really and truly, for our investors in the UAE and in the Middle East in general, I would say choosing to invest in Dominica, you are really choosing an opportunity that you'll be proud of, your friends will be proud of, and most importantly, your families will be proud of.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. Miss Micah, How does Dominica offer a solution to an anxious investor who has not had the best luck in their own country?
Well, I think for an astute investor looking to hedge their risks, I would say Dominica is a very solid, sound choice. And, as His Excellency has indicated, there is so much that Dominica offers to someone looking for an alternative citizenship. But very importantly, I think a few things to note is that, there is a level of accessibility in terms of the investment opportunities under the program. There's also a very sound route via the real estate option, where people are seeing very good returns by investing in these eco hotels and resorts. And very importantly, these decisions to find security, you want them to be fairly seamless and with not too much delay or waiting time period. And Dominica delivers on all those levels. It's a clear process, it's enshrined in law, and people will find it relatively, seamless to go down that journey. And, it's for life. Once you become a citizen of Dominica, it's for life, and you can pass it on to your family, to your children, which I think is also quite critical, especially for your viewers in the UAE.
Yeah. My next question is for Your Excellency. Can you please tell me more about how your program is suited for families?
Yes, for our program, I think generally in Dominica, we are a very family-focused, family-centered country. In Dominica, the government runs a program where we have a program that is called the Yes We Care program, where the government would pay younger people to go to the homes of elderly and take care of them. Because these are the most vulnerable people among us, and we take care of those who are most vulnerable among us. The same way, in our economic citizenship program, we allow you to invest. You could invest for yourself. You could bring in your spouse. You could bring in families, your parents, grandparents. You could bring in your children and adopted children, or if once your children are under 30 and are not unmarried and at university, then you could bring them in. So we allow an investor to bring in his spouse, his parents, grandparents, and your children, because we believe in keeping the family together. It is important and it is crucial. There was a time not too long ago we had allowed you to bring in the parents of your spouse and your siblings once you're under 25. We have put a stop to that right now, but the idea is that sometimes we look at the need for bringing the families together and keeping the families together. And we allow you by investing to invest and to bring in, to keep your families together with you, so you all could move around the globe together as one family.
Yeah, great. This sounds great. Okay, Ms. Micah, you spoke before about geopolitical tensions. In your opinion, how is Dominica ensuring only people of good standing are awarded citizenship?
So due diligence plays a very important role for the leadership of the Citizenship by Investment Unit and for the government of Dominica. And it's really trust that forms the cornerstone of making these decisions. So within the industry as a whole, the stricter and more stringent your due diligence is, the more comfort you receive as an applicant, knowing that everyone else who's applying for the citizenship is also, a legitimate actor. And Dominica is underpinned by this very, very strict due diligence process that is done in partnership with multiple role players. So it starts with, the authorized agent, the unit, then local security and police services, international intelligence institutions such as Interpol, and of course, the third-party due diligence agencies. And this is why, Dominica has achieved, top position in the Financial Times ranking for 6 years, because they've got the solid due diligence process that needs to be adhered to. And they also have sort of an ongoing monitoring system, making sure that anyone who has obtained citizenship from Dominica continues to be an upstanding citizen. And it's very important, not just for people who are coming into the program, but it's also important for the citizens of Dominica, because they're very, very proud of their citizenship, and they really should be.
Yeah, this is interesting. It seems Dominica puts a lot of emphasis on due diligence. Your Excellency, why is this?
For us, it's important for us as a program to keep the credibility of our program, to ensure that those who are allowed to be citizens are the people who we think are fit and proper. It is important for the program, it is important for our citizens, and it's important for those who invest in our program as well, and also important for our international partners. So before we accept anyone into our program, we do a series of checks on them. We have a multi-tiered due diligence program. First, only agents can bring in a client into the program. And for an agent to bring in a client, the agent must know who he's bringing in. He must conduct a world check from a reputable organization, Thomson Reuters or one of those, to see that the person is not on any of those lists. We secondly send every applicant to our JRCC or IMPACT as a regional authority for intelligence that intertwine and link and work with all the international agencies, government agencies, where the names are checked for any terrorism or any financial crimes or things like that. They are checked and vetted by the regional organization who work in collaboration. Then we send out the information to our due diligence firms. And we use the best due diligence firms in the world. Those are the major banks and financial institutions in the world use. And what we do, we allow them to do for us enhanced due diligence. That means there must be boots on the ground. They must go to the homes where the people live. They go to the offices where they work. They interview people in the communities, in the sector in which they operate. And that is important for us. Then the information comes back to our office, where our trained staff would go through all the reports and all the check-in on those clients. It is only after that we accept funds from the clients. So before you apply, your agent must vet you, and your agent would pay the fees for processing and pay the fees for due diligence. Then we make an assessment, and after that assessment is done, we will tell you that we found you fit and proper, and you should pay X, Y, Z, whatever the fees are. It's $100,000 for a single applicant if you do a direct government donation, $200,000 for a single applicant if you do an investment in real estate. Then you pay to the bank that is stipulated by the government for such, and then you would become a citizen, or would process your file in terms of your certificate of naturalization, and then your agent would go to get that to apply for a passport for you if you so desire, and you would be a citizen of Dominica, ready to travel the world.
Yeah, amazing. Ms. Micah, coming back to Ms. Micah, the programs tend to be extremely expensive, often with requirements that puts people off. What makes Dominica program different?
Well, investing in the Dominica's CBI program only requires a minimum investment under the donation option of $100,000, which seems a very sensible level of investment, and quite affordable amongst all the rest of the programs. So the program has been designed to be efficient. It has been designed for, mass affluent market. And what's great is that it's also, it takes as little as 3 months from the start of the process to the end, which is great for investors that do not want to make too many trips to Dominica, because there's also no residence requirement. Of course, I highly recommend that all applicants do go visit Dominica, because it is one of the most beautiful countries in the world.
Yeah. Your Excellency, can I give you the same question? In your opinion, what makes Dominica program different?
I think our program is different for a number of reasons. One, Micah mentioned the threshold for investment, which is acceptable, reasonable. Two, she also mentioned the fact that our processing is excellent, in that we were able to process your files for you within a 3 months period. But three, when you look at the investment opportunities, we provide a small but very high value investment portfolios where investors could invest in. You see what's happening in the program. So you could invest, for instance, in Kempinski, Europe's oldest luxury hotel. You could invest in a Marriott hotel, the world's largest hotel chain. You could invest in Tranquility, or you could invest in Tranquility, which actually is a Hilton brand of hotel, well known by all investors. But there are also some high-end local luxury resorts, such as the Jungle Bay and Secret Bay, that won a number of world awards as the best hotel, the best boutique hotel in the world for 2022. So there are exceptional investment opportunities. For Secret Bay, for instance, one investor who did not choose for citizenship invested Cecil Villa for $7 million. So it's a very high-end, high net worth program. But on the other side, you could invest in the government direct social investment projects, such as housing. If you come to Dominica, you will see there are thousands of Dominicans who have been housed in very, very high-end quality housing provided by the government of Dominica to the citizens, because we live in a vulnerable area where we have hurricanes. And the government, taking care of those who are less fortunate among us, has vowed to ensure that every Dominican, irrespective of where you are from, have proper, high-quality, hurricane-resilient homes. And those are being done. You could see, if you invest in Dominica, some of the projects we are doing involve and includes health centers and hospitals. We have more than 15 of those currently under construction or that are completed. And those are being done in a small country where healthcare for the government is priority. We live and work in nature, yes. We provide good housing to our citizens, yes, but we also provide them with top quality, high-end healthcare. And that we do not just in terms of the number of health centers and hospitals that we build, but the number of specialists that we invest in and let them come back to Dominica to work to serve the nation. We also continue in this program by doing schools. We just did one of a very modern school out in Maho. So investors investing can see the things that's happening. We are building the world's longest aerial tram. So you could come in and hike through or drive through very slowly the tropical lush forest. I will take you to the world's second largest boiling lake, and these are opportunities. We are just constructing an international airport. So the point that I'm making is that there are so many things that investors can actually see what's happening. And I believe for an investor looking to invest, you want to get a good buck, a good value for your money, but you also want to see things that are happening in the sector in which you invest in. And in Dominica, there's no other to compare, because the program that we offer and the investments that you're seeing happening, you're seeing that the government is working magic with the investment that you invest in. And then it gives you the opportunity to travel to about 160 countries, visa-free or visa on arrival around the world. You know, that includes, places like China, like Brazil, and so many places. You know, the investors have an opportunity to move around the world. And for global mobility is important for business people. Global mobility is important for families who want to travel, or sometimes families who are living, unfortunately, in areas where you have wars or you have difficulties, or there's just some people who, because of the way they were born, they had not have access to a passport. You were born in a certain country, but you do not have a passport. And we feel for these people as well. So you work hard, you went to university, you study, you do good business, but you still cannot move with your family. We're inviting you to join Dominica, to invest in Dominica and be part of the Dominican family. So the point, to answer your question, there's no other to compare.
Yeah, great. This is great. Ms. Micah, what are some of the additional benefits not mentioned in that investors should be aware of?
Well, Merit, I think we've covered most of the key investments.
Yes.
What I will say is that Dominica is one of the only countries in the world where the effect of the Citizenship by Investment program is tangible And as His Excellency mentioned, you can see the development. And if you're investing in a program as a citizen to become a citizen of a country, you want to know that you can see that, you know, the funds that if you've invested into the country are going towards really worthy projects, whether it's infrastructure, education, medical, or even tourism, because, you know, of course, Dominica relies very heavily on tourism, being such a sort of eco-focused country. And, you know, Dominica intends to be the world's first climate resilient country by 2030. And I think that's, you know, when you're looking to become a global citizen, we have responsibilities to uphold to, and being part of the climate debate is important. And as a citizen of Dominica, you will be contributing to that as well.
Ms. Marka, how has Dominica's CBI fund benefited the country?
So as I mentioned in my answer a moment ago, it has, you know,
I wanted to make it more clear. That's why I asked you this again.
Okay, sure. Well, you know, to be more specific about the use of funds, as you are aware, or the listeners may be aware, there is the route of the Economic Diversification Fund, which is the 100,000 donation route. And that the funds from that are then put into, you know, education, medical, infrastructure projects, and the country is susceptible to natural catastrophes. So, you know, the Citizenship by Investment program has been instrumental in helping build climate resilient homes. Of course, you know, His Excellency mentioned the international airport, which is anticipated to be completed soon, which means also access to the country is going to be much more easy and efficient, because there'll be direct flights from Europe and North America, which is very important. And then, of course, you know, let's not forget the geothermal electricity plant, which will not only provide electricity for Dominica, but also for the surrounding countries. So, you know, I would say Dominica really is the leading example of how citizenship by investment can be so important for a country, and how a country can really benefit from it. And I think from the investor's perspective, you know, the investor is investing in something that's stable, definite, and you know, is clear about the process.
Yeah. Great. Coming to the end, Your Excellency, how does one apply? Because after this conversation, even I'm thinking of convincing my family to apply.
Yes, to apply, it's simple. You can visit our website, Dominica CBIU online. It is Micah. You could look at the Dominica CBIU online, and you could get in contact with one of our agents. We do not accept clients directly. You can't apply to the government directly. You must go through an agent, through an approved agent. Our agents are listed on our website. You must contact an agent who will help you put the documents together. And let me just say, the documents can be pretty intrusive, because we want to ensure that the people who are coming in are genuine bona fide people. It would be a major disaster to have someone who is an unwanted person join the program. So we have to look at you, look at your history, where you live, where you work. We look at your health status. We look at your financial records, including the financial statements from your bank. We do due diligence on you, and we ensure that you invest in funds that are clean funds. So when you invest the funds, we have to check on all those funds. So your agent would assist you putting the documents together. Once the documents are together, your agent would apply for you online and send the physical file to our office. We would make an assessment of your portfolio, not just by ourselves, but with our partners in the regional security and with our due diligence firms. Once that is done, we will give you the green light to go ahead and to pay your investment funds, and then voila, you become a citizen of Dominica. I look forward to welcoming you to Dominica, welcoming you as a citizen of our beautiful country, and seeing your family enjoy a nice walk in the tropical green forest of Dominica, in the nice cool water, or in the warm sulfur springs, or just enjoying a sunset walk on the beaches of Dominica. I look forward to seeing you here, hopefully very soon, inshallah.
Inshallah, thank you so much. Thank you, Your Excellency Emmanuel Nathan and Miss Micah Rose Emmett for joining this webinar and giving us this information. We had an amazing and informative conversation about different options available to secure our family's future with the Commonwealth of Dominica's Citizenship by Investment Program. Let's go in Arabic now. الويبينار ده برعاية CS جلوبال بارتنرز. حابة أشكر كل اللي شارك معانا النهاردة، وحابة أنوه كمان إن لو لسه حد عنده أي سؤال أو استفسار بخصوص الموضوع يكتبه لنا في خانة التعليقات أو يبعته لنا على الإيميل اللي هيظهر قدامكم على الشاشة. Once again, thanks to His Excellency Emmanuel Nathan, head of the Dominica Citizenship by Investment Unit, and Ms. Micah Rose Emmett, CEO of CS Global Partners, wish you all a pleasant day. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank you very much.
Maris.
Have a great day.
So much.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Looking for the ultimate insurance policy? Have you heard of the Citizenship by Investment program of the Commonwealth of Dominica? Ranked the best Citizenship by Investment program by the Financial Times 6 years in a row. Start your Citizenship by Investment journey today.